BaBopByeYa?
BaBopByeYa.
BaBopByeYa.
BaBopByeYa. Well, I will say that BaBopByeYa is like the Moby Dick on this album. It is the big, big whale underneath the boat. And for a long time, it was like Jaws. We'd look down the water and we would say, just like in Jaws, we need a bigger boat.
When Roman arranged BaBopByeYa, it was something that we were just passing around internally. And we would just, I mean, I was listening to it, Jane was listening to it, Chuck was listening to it, my dad was listening to it. We all just were like, wow, this is really just amazing. And the music was just the music felt big. Like, there were a few times I would listen to BaBopByeYa, the instrumental of it, and I would just listen to it and ride around through whatever city I was in, and I would just feel big. Like, I would just feel like I was just doing something big, something very big. And it's always had that vibe about it.
BaBopByeYa was actually started before I was born, which is very interesting. It was a piece that was written originally by my father, Dr. Nathaniel Irvin II, and he wrote the piece in 1976. And the story behind it, or the myth behind it—it's not a myth because it was real—is that when he wrote it, and it was sort of this Dixieland synthesized, but it just kind of boom, boom, boom,
Boom, do boom, boom, dun dun, boom, do boom, boom, dun dun, dun 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 dun, ba da ba dum bum bum ba bum bum. And he said my mother came out of the room and started throwing stuff at him because it was so funky. Like, it just had this thing about it that was so just magical. And she just loved that song. And so we grew up, this was written, way before I was born. And so we grew up listening to BaBopByeYa, though, and my dad would play it on the piano. It was never, we didn't have any recordings of it, though. We did finally listen to a recording of it. When we were getting ready to put it on the album, we went back, found his old reel-to-reels, and listened to the recording of BaBopByeYa as it originally was done.
Well, first time I heard it was on a reel-to-reel at the Irvin household, and I had the good fortune to be in the room when he played it for us so we could just hear it. And it was an amazing piece of music. And then he started to call and say, well, you guys need to do something with BaBopByeYa. And then one day, Roman John Arthur started working on an arrangement of it, and I started to hear what he was working on. And we just could not believe it. And so we kept working and working away, and we'd get these new installments, and to get longer and longer with new movements added in. And he was really trying to get the work together, and it became as epic as it is.
BaBopByeYa is a call out to where Cindy is, and she is calling out to Anthony Greendown, who is her BaBopByeYa. And there's a special call for him and a special call for her. And when they hear that, they immediately know that that they're safe and everything's okay. And she's looking for him like a lonely matador at night, fighting in the darkness for the light. She won't stop until she hears the call of love.
We decided to include these Spanish lyrics. I think there's a translation, but if there's not, well, I guess you just have to ask one of your Spanish-speaking friends. But ojos miran hacia la luna, evitan un mundo tan triste, dominar bajo el odio, donde el amor no existe. Dame en su reino refugio de la oscuridad peligrosa, pero en la esquina querida, busco ya la mar amorosa. And so we wanted to have that, and the rhythm for it was it just felt right.
The lyrics are just, oh man, they just tug at your heartstrings. It tells a whole love story in the song.
With Jane's voice, it was a challenge to understand what we should do to complement the music, or to let the music complement her voice even, because it was the piece is such a strong piece melodically. It's very dense, as you can understand.
We had Sincerely Jane on the first suite, and we didn't have really something to really showcase her vocal necessarily in that same kind of light on in these two suites yet.
It's just a song that has a deep spiritual connection. I think the music is gorgeous, and I cannot wait to play with a full orchestra live.
I think sometimes even confused by what we were able to accomplish with this one.
I'm just so honored, and I feel so blessed that we could use BaBopByeYa on this album.